Dr. Henry Fabian Jr., U.S. Ski Team Physician and Phelps Memorial Spine Surgeon, has dedicated his career to technological advancement and delivering care to rural communities. Recognizing the opportunity to bring high-quality spine services to rural Nebraska and Kansas, he began his outreach program at Phelps Memorial Health Center in 2012. He was drawn by the outstanding sense of civic and community pride, extended network of providers and clinical professionals, and the strong work ethic apparent in all aspects of the healthcare community.
That was a kind of a long passion and engineering background, so I was always kind of interested in the mechanics of the spine and the parts that go with it and how to optimize that, and I've worked on patents, designed implants, so it's kind of led all the way through to this. You know, I do have a really big engineering background, and I think the new thing that's coming out is that something I've been working on for 9 years now, kind of endless work in developing an expandable implant for spine surgery. So something you can put through a tiny, tiny incision and get a solid fusion with for the lumbar spine. Finally got its complete and final FDA approval in August of this year. So that implant, which is the first expandable implant of its type in the world, is coming online here in the next 1 to 2 months. It was an opportunity to help more people. You know, it sounds kind of cliche, but when you think about what some of the people in rural Nebraska have to tolerate in terms of getting to and from locations to see surgeons, it was a real need, a really perceived need at the time. It's something that grew. When you come into a community like Holdrege, where people are so invested in their hospital and so much support from the community, it's kind of easy to want to come back because it's been some of the most rewarding work I've done. The patients are great people. They're, you know, down to earth, salt of the earth people. And having grown up in the Midwest, that was something I hadn't seen in a while. So it was very comforting to come back to that. So even though I was from Ohio, it's kind of like coming home here to Nebraska to be seeing that. So that's what brings us back and keeps us here. My favorite part about working at Phelps is the sense of community. There's a real work ethic here, and that work ethic isn't just the surgeons and the staff, it's in the patients. You know, patients who really want to get better, they want to get back to work. They're hardworking farmers, a lot of people in the agricultural industry that really want to get down to work. And it's really refreshing to have people that are so energized to really help themselves. The other is that when you look at our surgical volumes, you look at our surgical outcomes, which is evidence-based medicine, we're beating the standards that are being set by true centers of excellence throughout the country. So I would compare Phelps Memorial Health Center in regards to its surgical outcomes in spine surgery with any place in the country, and people should have full confidence in that. We've got a new implant coming out that's an expandable implant for the spine. And besides doing them in Steamboat Springs, Holdrege is going to be probably the first place in the world that gets to see this type of technology. So, I mean, we have the capabilities. When we originally started Rural Spine Care, the thought was that we would bring a team with us in, a surgical team that I could have dropped in Uganda and performed surgery with that specialized team. But what we didn't count on was the amount of civic and community pride there would be here in Holdrege, so that the teams that are now on the ground here surpass anything I've had in any of the hospitals I've ever worked at, including back home in Cleveland, the Cleveland Clinic, university hospitals I've been at, places I've worked at internationally. It's something that the city should be really proud of. You know, the capabilities that we now have in Holdrege, you know, this is the beginning of our 5th year of practice here. We basically can do everything we need to do to handle a wide array of problems here in Holdrege. In fact, some of the things we're technically doing here are things that aren't even being done in the big cities. Some of the new MIS or these very limited access techniques that I'm doing are just being pioneered here. So Holdrege is actually going to have the opportunity to see some of the surgical techniques that we're going to be teaching to surgeons from all over the world in the next year to 2 years.
To schedule a consultation with Dr. Fabian, contact the Phelps Memorial Specialty Clinic team at 308-995-2942. Phelps Memorial Health Center, exceptional quality, compassionate care, right here.